Hey, my lovely Taurus, welcome to your weekend energy reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, check out other signs in your chart if they resonate more. However, if you do like this, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. Why not? It's free, it's fun, and it's exciting and gets to other Tauruses. Alrighty, we are going to go ahead and do your weekend energy reading. We don't do reverses on these because they are just a weekend energy reading, but we will be using this deck, another deck for your challenge card, and 3 oracle decks to get you a full kind of idea of your weekend and going into next week. So let's get started. All right, your week is kicking off with weekend is kicking off with the World card. So that is letting me know that you have either had a really crappy week or a really good week, okay? But either way, it's coming to a kind of a full fruition of success. So you've either accomplished something where you feel very successful about it coming into the weekend and you're thrilled about that, or you're just happy that it's over, it's closed out, and you're coming into a weekend feeling just successful that you've made it, okay? But either way, positive thoughts, positive good things. Your next card is the 8 of Cups. So this tells me that for many of you, I do feel though that perhaps it was kind of a crappy week and it's coming into a fruition of the successes that you've made it to the weekend, and you're just thrilled to be through the week, that you made it through. Maybe you had a really hard week. Maybe you had projects that really sucked, but you got them done. You did it. You got through it. You've suffered through, you've made it through, you've done with it. It's come to fruition. You've succeeded. You're good to go, but right now you're exhausted and you feel like you need to kind of move away from it, okay? You need to step away, and this may be that you need to step away from everybody and everything. All these cups here, you kind of see the person moving away, and it may not be something where you need to physically actually go away. You could very well. Maybe you need a weekend away, or maybe you are going away for the weekend to visit somebody, go somewhere, do some fun things just to get out, because it's been a long, hard week. But for some of you, maybe it's just like you need to go retreat home, be quiet, be in stillness, but you need to be away from people in general. But for whatever reason, I do feel like this is something where you are kind of just needing to kind of go, okay? Just kind of get away from it all. Anything that's bothering you, anything that's stressing you, anything that was overly tied to what you had to deal with this week. And again, it doesn't have to be like work per se that you are working on this week. Of course, work could be the kids, work could be family struggles, work could be, projects that you have going on with, charities or committees or anything that you do, or that you've had to, really pour yourself into this week. You may just be burned on it and you're like, I just need to get away from it, right? So I don't think this is anything nefarious in that regard, or anything like that you really need to get away from, like, oh gosh, it's terrible, it's horrible, anything like that. I just feel like you just need a break, right? Like more so just, I need a break. And then down here you have the Moon card. So I feel like you're heading into kind of like a place where it's kind of like a shadowy kind of place where you're kind of like, I don't really know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really have any major plans. I don't really have anything set in stone. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know I don't want to be here, or I don't want to be around all these people, or I don't want to keep doing this project right now, or all of this. So I don't feel like, I feel like you have choices to make, because, if you look at the Moon card, there's a lot going on. There's multiple dogs barking. It's under shadows. You got a lobster crawling up the middle. So there's options and things like that, but it's not necessarily a defined option, and it's not necessarily a bright, clear path. Okay. So, there's multiple things happening. There's a lot of confusion, or a lot of, questions about what to do. So for you, maybe that's part of it, is like you don't really have a plan. You just know you got to get away. So maybe you're like, I'm just going to pack up and go somewhere, anywhere. I'm going to go on a road trip. Maybe I'm going to just go for the weekend anywhere. Or maybe the first person who calls me and asks me to do something, I'm doing it just to get out of the house, just to do something fun. You might have that mentality right now, but you don't have anything specifically in mind planned. It's just not something that you have a certain set of plans laid out. Okay. That's just how I feel about the situation with the Moon. Is more more so, I don't feel like it's a deceptive, nefarious type of situation. I feel like it's more in line with the idea that you just don't have clear ideas ahead right now. You're willing to kind of do whatever it is, because maybe you've been tied to something so structured this week, or maybe even longer, that, you know, now you're like, I don't really care as long as I can do something. I'll just, you know, I'll go out into the darkness and find something to do, really. Proverbial darkness, that is, you know, not literally wandering into pitch blackness. But let's see what your challenge card is. So your challenge card is Temperance here. So again, I think this is something where, you know, you're going to have to make a decision, of course. And here you have no clarity, no clearness, no decisive plans. But I think you're going to need to make a decision and think it through. And also with this is, I feel as though that you are going to need to kind of be judicious in what you do. So if you are going out, if you are going to get out and go somewhere and party or do something fun, you need to be moderate in how you do it. Don't overdo it. Don't do something crazy. Don't overspend because you're just burnt out and you're ready to get away. Don't overdrink. Don't overdo anything. Be temperate. Be moderate in that regard. The other thing too, with this being your challenge card, and this could be for some of you, you know, that maybe you have completed something. If you were working on a specific project, okay, for work, let's say you work by a project basis and then you move on to a different project type of thing. You may have completed that project. This may be the ending of that. And so for you, you are actually moving onto another project somewhere. And you really don't know what project to do next. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing next with work, okay? Maybe you have a lot of options and you haven't decided. Do you go with this dog? Do you go with this dog? Do you go with the lobster? What do? You know, nothing's really clear to you. So for you, you are really weighing things out. You're really weighing your options because this is what your weekend consists of. Looking at everything and really weighing it. You know, you've got one toe dipped in the water and one on land. Do you take this? Do you take that option? You're pouring one cup into the other cup. You know, do you value this job over that job option? You know, one may require you to physically move while another one requires you to, you know, stay, but it's not a good option, you know, whereas this one's requiring you to leave your friends and family to go somewhere maybe farther away. But, you know, into the unknown, for example, but, you know, you really are weighing that opportunity. So for some of you, that may be the case. It may be something literally that heavy for some of you this weekend and into next week. But for others of you, this may just be, you know, a weekend decision. It could just be like, you know, what am I going to do this weekend and early next week, as far as like literally for the weekend, or, you know, maybe for vacation or whatever, you know, what am I going to do? But, you know, be temperate in what you do, especially with this being a holiday weekend, St. Patrick's Day. You know, let's not do anything a little bit too crazy because we've had a crap week and we're coming out of it and we're going to get, you know, blind, you know, drunk and get a DUI or into an accident or something stupid because we're not being really judicious here with our moderation. Okay. So just word to the wise. All right. So let's go ahead and get our psychic deck out here for our world card. And we will see what we've got going on here. All right. Get some clarification here. Solar plexus chakra. Okay. This is dealing with your emotions. This is dealing with, your, you know, your desires, your emotions, your healing, your flow, all of that. So, you know, your world card and your solar plexus card, I feel like, you know, you're going to have to come and weigh your emotions, your feelings. And again, if this is something where you are completing a really crap week and you're emotionally just drained, this may be where, again, this is for the majority of you. I feel like this is more of a decision that's kind of like more of let's call it a minor decision. It's more like, what's your weekend like, and into next week, maybe like, what do you want to do this weekend, or where do you want to go, or do you want to stay at home? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go on a vacation for the weekend or whatever? Because you don't really have any definitive plans or know what you want to do, and be moderate about it. This is more kind of emotionally driven thing. So kind of keep that in check. But I do think that you've had an emotional closure to your weekend, and that's what's driving your decisions. Okay. That's what's going to drive your choices for the weekend and week. For those of you who are making more major decisions, if you are in that category that I feel some of you might be in, and again, I do think that's a smaller portion of you, but some of you may be in that decision where you are facing big decisions of, do I move for, a job opportunity? Am I, possibly moving away from family and friends, or, things like that, into, something that may be really unknown for me, but, I'm really contemplating it, moving away for a job opportunity or for a love opportunity or whatever opportunity. This is an emotional thing. So what I would say here is, if this is something that you're trying to really come to success, your world into success, emotions should not drive your decision entirely. Again, you should make sure you do due diligence in weighing all of the factors. Okay. Don't ever make a decision based solely on emotion, because they can be a bad decision. You need to, really weigh things out. And this may be difficult for a lot of you. This is your challenge. The challenge for a lot of you is to not be moderate, not be temperate, not think it through enough, not weigh it out enough. So again, don't just jump at things because, oh, that's what I really want. Oh, that seems like a really great idea. Oh, that would be fun, without really thinking things through, because it could end out poorly for you. So that's that kind of warning there, I think. But let's go ahead and get a card here on your Temperance and your Eight of Cups and see what we can get for you on that. Maybe some enlightenment there. Give us some information. Beginnings. Okay. So again, I think this is something where, for those of you that are on the bigger decision scope, it's a decision to make new beginnings, start something new. And again, I think it's, your decision might be driven by your emotions, but again, make sure that's not the only thing driving your decision to make a new beginning. Make sure you are weighing everything, okay? Please, in all facets, okay? You're, weighing that, the move, weighing the concept of relationships, weighing the concept of how it will affect your finances, your life, your everything, okay? For those of you who are just doing something new, you haven't done before, you're going to a new place for the weekend, you're going out to a new place that you've never been for the weekend, or a weekend away that you've never been to, or whatever, or trying something new for the weekend that you haven't tried before, or celebrating for the weekend or whatever. Again, I would just say, make sure that you're being moderate with whatever you do. Don't overspend, don't go crazy because you've had a bad week and your emotions are saying, you deserve to just go crazy and wild. Don't let that happen. Don't go overboard on celebrating as far as like drinking and partying and whatever, because, this new beginning doesn't always necessarily mean something great. You could have a new beginning that is a criminal record, to be honest with you, if you don't, keep this in mind. So just, bear that in mind. And the moon here, let's get some clarification on that. Because new beginnings can be wonderful, but they can also be not so wonderful if they're driven by, poor decisions. So I think with that coming up against that Temperance card, it's Spirit's way of telling you, listen, your new beginning is decided by you. And, you have free will, but you're not free of the repercussions of those decisions. So make sure you make good ones. Okay. The moon here. All right. So rest, renew, and recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? And again, I think this for many of you, the lot of you, to be honest with you, is that you just need to get away. You just have come through a crappy week. You want to chill. You don't care where you're going or what you're doing. You just want to try to chill and get away and have some peace, calm, whatever. So I think that is what Spirit is saying here. You know, for a lot of you, that's the best option, okay? Not going out partying, not doing this or that. That is what you need. And emotionally, you know, you need to really think about what's best for you emotionally, and emotionally it's recharging, okay? Healing, calm, peace, rest. But also for those of you that are in that major decision category, if you happen to be in that one, you know, I do think that what this is saying is, because this is an unclear path, because this is a, you know, a very shadowy, blurry line here, place that you don't know much about. If you are choosing to go somewhere, if you are debating about moving somewhere, doing something, starting a whole new beginning, again, weigh it out 1,000,000 times over. Think every aspect through, due diligence 1,000 times, rest, renew, recharge, and think it through. Do not let a quick gut emotion, you know, an I want, you know, a quick emotional I want type of feeling drive you into, you know, doing something that you really know nothing about, or going somewhere that you really don't know, you know, anything about, that's going to get you into a place that is not a good place for you. Because again, new beginnings can be wonderful, but they can also be very, very, very hard if they're not the right new beginning for you. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please do like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Otherwise, I will see you back hopefully next week. And I will also link your love reading in the description below again. So if you need to check out your love futures there, or predictions, or what have you, please click on the link and check that one. Bye.